Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today we take a look at a Citizen AT8060 Red Arrows edition. For those who don't know, Red Arrows is an aerobatic team of Royal Air Force, something Blue Angels are to the United States Air Force. And yes, there is also a Blue Angels version of this watch as well for those wondering. If these pilot-inspired versions are not really your thing, there is a regular civilian version of this watch that comes without the red accents and, more importantly, without the inner rotating slide rule bezel, making for a much cleaner looking watch. If, however, you do like the business of this, on top of the Red Arrows inscription on the dial, the watch comes in a special box and with the Red Arrows insignia on the caseback. The Blue Angels version is almost identical with blue accents instead of red and a blue IP-coated bezel instead of this pure steel one. Whichever version you choose, you can be sure you will be getting an amazing watch, as these are what I like to call perfect gift watches. And gift watches are watches that you can give to someone as a gift, knowing they're getting a high-quality watch that will serve them flawlessly for years, without asking anything in return. I have already said that about a few Citizen Solar watches, because buying a mechanical watch as a gift to an average person that is not into watches is just going to annoy them. It will be less accurate, it will stop if they don't wear it for a couple of days, and it will require quite an expensive service if we're talking about premium brands. And although to us watch lovers, a cost of a service and those flaws are acceptable, to an average person they will most likely seem ridiculous, especially when they notice a $10 watch works more reliably, accurately, and almost cost-free compared to their shiny new mechanical gift. But if you give someone this, they will get a watch that will most certainly be above a $10 watch when it comes to quality, and it will impress even watch lovers as it has all the bases covered. The case is large, but still acceptable at 43mm, with a beautiful combination of brushed and polished surfaces. The crystal is sapphire. It also comes with a great bracelet that has solid links, solid end links, and a beautifully milled out clasp. On top of that, it is 100 meters water resistant, self-charging, and self-adjusting. So basically, you strap this watch to your wrist, you set up the home city, and if you're within the range of one of the 6 atomic towers in the world, you never ever have to touch it again. And that is what an average person seeks in a watch. A no-frills, no-maintenance time-telling device that is accurate, can be worn anywhere, and on top of it all, looks good. Now the great thing about this particular model is the caliber 8800 powering it. Now Citizen Eco Drive watches are a thing to admire, but most of their more complicated models are notoriously difficult to set up and use if you're not a sick watch geek like me. In fact, one of the reasons I started this channel was to make videos for my friends who just couldn't figure out how to use their more complicated watches. This, on the other hand, has to be one of the simplest Citizen calibers to use ever. But don't think it is not a complicated watch, as the manual setup of the perpetual calendar and the hands correction still require you to know what you're doing, which is why I also did a tutorial on a watch with this exact caliber. But theoretically, you may never need to know any of that, as you will only be using the chronograph and change your time zones as you travel. And those two things are as simple to use as they can get. Unlike other complicated quartz watches, where you have to go to menus, submenus, or enter certain functions using the crown, on this, using the chronograph is as simple as on a mechanical. The only difference is that you have to press the start button twice. First time to prep the chrono, and second time to start it. After that, you can stop it and reset it like on a mechanical. The watch will go back to normal operation within a couple of minutes, or if you don't want to wait, just press the reset button the second time and it will exit the chrono mode immediately. Also, setting your home city or changing time zones when traveling abroad is as simple as pulling the crown to the first click and rotating it until the seconds hand shows the desired city code, of the needed time zone. You then just push the crown in and you're done. It really is that simple. The dial on this may seem a bit cluttered, but it's no worse than a Breitling Navitimer, a quintessential pilot's watch. On this, the subdials are a little busier as they're used for more than one function. In the chronograph mode, as we saw, the 12 o'clock subdial will display minutes, while the 6 o'clock one will display tenths of seconds. In normal timekeeping mode, on the other hand, the 6 o'clock subdial will display day of the week. And then you can also initiate a status check by pressing the lower button in the timekeeping mode. And that will make the 6 o'clock subdial display whether the last night's reception was successful or not, while the 12 o'clock subdial will display the battery level. To me, this is as simple as one can get, considering this is a solar, atomic, perpetual calendar world time chronograph, and I'm actually amazed at how simple Citizen has made using it. I just love when a complicated watch is done in an intuitive way, and this is definitely one of the best. Now, I have no problem recommending this watch to anyone. It is incredibly well built, very advanced technologically, but unlike most smartwatches today, the technology is there to make sure the watch takes care of itself and gives you a worry-free user experience. The EcoDrive technology is something Citizen has been doing for so long it is virtually bomb-proof. I personally own a Citizen Caliber 8700 that has been with me for almost 15 years now. I wore it for 9 and then gave it to my uncle, who still wears it to this day. The watch has never missed a beat or had any battery problems in those 15 years. And the only treatment it got was buffing off the scratches on the case and bracelet before I gave it to my uncle. I have no reason to doubt this watch would easily last 15 plus years as well. Well, that completes this week's video, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.